And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're in. Did you miss me? I know it's been a while, hasn't it? Alright, well, let's get started. So, I'm gonna obviously talk about the Summer Game Fest 2024. I know, just jumping straight to it while I'm showing gameplay, that's not like me. Well, I actually saw a comment pretty recently that it gave me a little, I wouldn't say like perspective, but I wanted to try something different. So I figured, hey, let's show some gameplay footage based on that actually really valid and it was really valid and positive feedback that, yeah, that I'm absolutely cool with. Alright, so to kind of sum it up, let's talk about Summer Game Fest. Was anything like noteworthy about it? Yeah, actually I had some few trailers. So the point of this clip, and this is going to be all edited and compiled up in Share Factory and I'll put this all in my game trailer playlist. If you've been a subscriber, new or new returning viewer, then you know this is my style. So the Summer Game Fest, because there was like 3 showcase, because that is at the point where we're at this point. Summer Game Fest out of 10, I give a 5 out of 10. But what else? Oh, while I'm narrating, I guess I should dodge, because you know. Take that, fool! Like I was saying, Summer Game Fest 5 out of 10. The Devolver Digital showcase that I kind of skimmed is it's not even worth the score because they didn't show a whole lot. There was maybe, oh, got killed there. Yeah, I don't think it was worth giving a score. And the days of the dev, I don't think that was worth a score too. I think that was like that's not worth the score. Overall, I was kind of disappointed with the showcase, but that's kind of where we're at this point. All the first-party titles and the games that we do want, they are taking a very long freaking time to be developed. But that's kind of the world we live in at this point. All the games that we want, like AAA titles, they will take up to 5 to 6 years to get done. So that means we're not going to get those titles. We're going to get like AA or indie titles mostly. I mean, indie titles are now the AAA titles, what you think about it. And I'll tell you why the Summer Game Fest was a 5 out of 10 for me. It's just, that's primarily the reason. No AAA title games. The games that we do want for major franchises or, you know, from PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo can get away with it because they can take all the time they want to make their games, and we all love it for it because Nintendo knows what they're doing. They don't focus on graphics. They don't focus on having the best graphics fidelity. All they care about is just making solid games. They are video games foremost, and graphics and anything else, art direction, second. They are a video game. That is what a video game development is for. But yeah, I will say that a little bit more longer. I think we should just get to the point of it. So, like any state of play, or not conventions, we'll call it streaming, because, you know, because of COVID. This is going to be talking about my innermost thoughts about the trailers. Trailers that I thought were pretty solid to me. Even if they were not to everyone's cup of tea. These are the trailers that actually meant a lot to me, or they did a solid job enough. Okay, it's been 4 minutes, so we should probably hurry this up. But these trailers did a solid enough that I actually gave a crap, and I want to keep track of them and get them on or keep them on my radar, if you know what I mean. Alright, so the first one I want to talk about briefly, as I'm exploring Hyper Light Drifter, well, it's the spiritual successor to Hyper Light Drifter. They're doing Hyper Light Breaker. It was on my radar, and I'm curious of what they'll do with it. Out of that trailer, I will give it an 8 out of 10. That's a fact. Nothing wrong with the trailer. I think it will lose its identity, not on purpose. I don't think it's bad. I don't think... And it makes sense that Hyper Light Drifter or Heart Machine is going this direction. There's nothing wrong with that. but it is losing its identity about kind of like that single player narrative period. And I could see some of the comments when I was reading the actual trailer for Hyperlink Breaker, the identity that they wanted to do, or what they're used to doing, like Solar Ash and Hyper Light Drifter that I'm playing right now, it is losing its identity about as a single player kind of isolated narrative adventure. I mean, Hyper Light Drifter is inspired by Legend of Zelda, and Legend of Zelda is definitely single player narrative. So the fact that they're going to a campaign that is going to be played co-op, I mean, that's an interesting choice, but I'm curious. It's got my intrigue, because I want to see where they go with it. And what I mean, like, I'm intrigued, I'm completely okay with that. I'm on board. I am absolutely on board with them going a campaign that can be played co-op. If it's local co-op, then I'll see if I can convince my wife to do. But if it's not, and if it's online co-op, hey, I'm cool with that too. No complaints there. And why do I say that? I think this type of adventure would be interesting to see in a co-op, in a cooperative, and co-op is cooperative if you don't game a lot. Oh! Well, excuse me while I'm killing these guys with a pistol. Oh. Okay, so as I'm trying not to get killed... What I like about that, and it's 8 out of 10, the co-op nature that it's doing is very unique, and it might actually do well. There's no guarantee, but it might do well. So the co-op single player that they're doing with this, with Hyper Light Drifter, is a completely different. At least they're taking a risk. The art direction is well done. It takes art direction from Solar Ash, and it has that kind of like art style of Hyper Light Drifter 2. And that's the thing about this type of game. Wait, how do I... Yeah, Hill was basically L1. Right, it's been a while. But, like I was saying, first point, co-op campaign. I think that's a actually solid choice, and it's a great risk. Even though it comes in the compromise of losing their identity, I think it's a good risk. I think they should do that. That's kind of completely okay. Along with that, art direction is really, really good. Actually, it's great. Because clearly it's doing like, it harkens back to Solar Ash. So that's a great move too. I wasn't a fan of the trailer music. It wasn't bad. I thought it was good. I just think maybe they could have played the game soundtrack? I don't know. Missed opportunity there. Along with that, how long is this clip going to be? Really? It's 8 minutes? Well, this is going to be my longest clip, not on purpose. Along with that, what else did I like about that trailer too? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think it was straight to the point. I like what they were doing with it. I'm curious, it'll be on my radar. It's not my favorite thing. It wasn't my favorite trailer. But I like the risk that Heart Machine is going for. And then, the next game, Possessor, that's a 9 out of 10. It goes back to their formula, as I'm shooting these fools. Hold on. Die. Really? Ah. Interesting. Well, like I was saying as I'm dodging, that is a 9 out of 10. It goes back to what Heart Machine is known for, kind of like single-player isolated adventure, as I am pretty much dodging these pulls and not trying to get killed. And most likely I'm going to get killed. Yeah, okay, well, let's run away. So, what did it do well? Its tone, I love its tone. I love what its tone, as I'm running back and hopefully not dying. I love the tone that Possessor was doing. It has that kind of like a cyberpunk, very sci-fi horror, and I read a little bit about it. I think it's going for a cyberpunk, sci-fi horror in a sense. And I kind of very much appreciate that. The art style is next level. I like that kind of like, it almost looks like it's kind of Supergiant games like. And I appreciate that. So along with that, the art direction looks like something from a comic book, but very, very well done. Alright, let's get Revenge of those Fools. It has Metrovania to a T, but Metrovania is a welcome delight to me. I'm biased, and I love Metrovania. I grew up in those times too, so I'm very used to it. So that for itself was well done. The music was really well done for what we done. It was excellent. It was excellent. So gameplay, presentation, art presentation, tone was really well done. I want to see where they go with this. As I'm killing fools. And it just feels like that's what Heart Machine is known for. They're going a different direction with the side scroller, but I like the risk that they're taking with this. And that one is clearly the better trailer between Hyper Light Breaker and Possessor. If I had to pick one, it's definitely going to be Possessor. I know I went 10 minutes, but I had a lot of thoughts what Heart Machine is doing. I'm curious of... I like the risk that they're taking. It might not be to everyone's jam. It might be not... I don't think Hyper Light Breaker will probably be as well received compared to the Possessor. Or it could be the opposite around. Maybe people really wanted a campaign co-op. But I don't know, I'm leaning more towards Possessor just because of the isolated single-player narrative that I'm used to growing up with. But Heart Machine does very well for it, and you could tell they're really putting their heart and soul into the Possessor. That's just my opinion on it. Okay, well, let's roll the next clip. I know this was longer than usual, but I was trying not to get killed, for one thing. And also, I'm trying not to get killed while I'm narrating. It's very hard to do this. Alright, well, gotta roll the next clip before I die. It has been a minute because it's been a while since I played this game. So, if I die, it's because I am very rusty in this game and you guys can't blame me. So, the next trailer I want to discuss was Card. Also by Game Breaker. They're taking a new approach. I'm gonna give that trailer a 8 out of 10. And I know why I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It hasn't grasped me yet. It's nothing wrong with the trailer. I thought it was pretty good. For what they're trying to do, as I'm getting shocked to death, gotta redeem myself because it's been a while. In terms of what they're trying to do, I think it was a pretty good trailer. I don't think it was perfect, but I think the tone... Let's see what it did well. The tone was well done. The gameplay mechanics of what we saw was really well done too. You really feel for the main character's plight, and you want to see where they go with it. So, yeah, if I had to sum up that trailer real quick, art direction was well done. The gameplay was well done too. It feels very empowering in the...
So I can hurt you.
Yeah, whatever, dude. So in a kind of like grandiose way, it just feels all epic in a smaller nature, but done well. And Game Breaker is known for doing something outside the box. They don't do the same thing every time, and I kind of very much appreciate that. I mean, this is their game. It was boss rush to the max, but you can't say that they haven't done anything different than they did a literal co-op game. So the fact that they're doing kind of like a Nintendo hard climbing platformer, whatever it is, it's kind of got my intrigue. It might not be perfect, but I don't know, they have something special going on there. I think it's just because I want to see more of it. It's not my favorite trailer, but it's unique enough that I do not mind it. So yeah, 8 out of 10. I think that's pretty appropriate. Art direction was really unique. I like the climbing mechanics of how it's going to be Nintendo Heart. It doesn't seem like there's a passion there. And we'll see where it goes with that. That's all I gotta say about that. I know, it was pretty simple and straight to the point. Alright, well, let's get to the next clip before guy freaking kills me! Ah! What can I say? I think the developers of Untitled Goose Game had something there. And the fact that they're doing a mature comedy game, and I don't know what to make about it, that it's, as people say in the comics, Yorkish, you got me sold. You got me sold of what you're doing. I don't know what you guys are doing with Thank Goodness You're Here. Huh? What a very bizarre title. It's straight to your face. It's so simplistic, but I kind of want to know where to go with it. Yeah, I really want to know where they go with that. It's been a hot minute since I actually did this one, too. I actually have to look at the controls. Okay, how do I grab? Oh, okay, it's, oh. Well, anyway. So, like I was saying, thank goodness you're here. It's the quirkiness. I love the art direction. It's so Saturday morning cartoon that it's absolutely ridiculous. So the art direction is so unique that even if they were developers who could replicate that type of thing, I just appreciate that they're doing something different than what they did in Untitled Goose Game. Untitled Goose Game was freaking awesome. I can honestly tell you that. Me and my wife have a blast with this. So the fact that they're doing a mature, is there going to be co-op? That is one of my intrigue. Even if it's not, you are all for hijinks. So what I'm trying to say is, the art direction, the Saturday morning cartoon aesthetic, or like something you would find in some cartoon, perfect. It's very perfect. And I like what they're doing. They haven't showed us any gameplay trailer. They haven't showed us, I don't think they showed us a release date. But from the art direction, the environment, to the quirky humor that is very self-aware of itself, yeah, I love it. And the quirky music, too. The music, absolutely. That music absolutely fits, and it's fantastic. There's nothing more I can say about it. Thank goodness you're here. I hope it does well. Like, low-key, I hope it does well. Even if it doesn't, just the fact that it exists is enough for me. 9 out of 10. Very fitting. Yeah, Untitled Goose Game, if your game, thank goodness you're here, and it's mature, and it's still completely not like you guys to take that type of approach, it is, because you're a comedy game of making mischief, but if your game is successful and thank goodness you're here, I salute you guys. That is all I'm going to say. Alright, well, while we're doing this and walking around, I'm going to hunk at this child right here. Hey, what's up? And now, let's end the clip. The game I wanted to cover is obviously going to be Arranger. A role puzzling adventure. And I know why I enjoyed it as I die. I know why I enjoyed it. I think it was the kind of like comic book or something you find from one of those Saturday newspapers they used to do back in the day, or just kind of like a Calvin and Hobbes kind of art style. Its art direction, are you seeing a common pattern? Art direction and music? But yeah, Arranger just had a unique, like, outside of the box. The fact that you can pretty much kill your enemies moving the platform like actually like a Tetris or like a shifting puzzle. I just found that so intriguing that I should have. Along with that, the art direction is really well done. It is like really unique that I can't deny that it just kept me interested. Along with the shifting, in a literal sense, gameplay, and the fantastic music, and also that the fact that this is also by the developer of Braid. And I freaking like Braid. I enjoy Braids too much. So the fact that we get that, that's absolutely awesome. What else did I enjoy about that? So, plus the character of Gemma, she just looks like relatable, and we don't get a whole lot of... No, we get a lot of relatable characters at this time. But that Gemma character just looked kind of like heartwarmingly nice. And that's nothing wrong with that. I thought that was pretty nice. Still no news from Plucky Squire? But overall, a Ranger, a role puzzling adventure, even though it's coming to Nintendo Switch. So I think it's coming to PlayStation and Xbox, I just don't know when. But if it's also coming out, because we have a release date for a Ranger, if it is coming out July 25th for not just Nintendo Switch and the other consoles, I'm all for it. I hope it does well. Like, low-key, I hope it does extremely well. It won't do extremely well as a AAA title, but I hope it gets nominated pretty much by the end of the year. I just think it's a breath of fresh air. I liked its unique concept. It wasn't disappointing to me. The music was fantastic. The art direction was fantastic. The gameplay was unique enough that it held my interest. I have no complaints with it. I am probably not going to get that strawberry. Of course not. Well, that kind of sums up my innermost thoughts about Ranger. I know, straight to the point, but it was kind of a straight to the point kind of trailer. And I'm glad that we have a release date now. Sad that we don't have a Plucky Squire, but hey, this is enough. A Ranger role-playing puzzle that is the same art style as Braid. I'm all for it. I'm looking forward to it. Alright, next to the clip. Well, roll to the next clip. Alright, well, this one's easy also, too. And it was actually something from the Devolver Digital show. And I'm kind of pleasantly surprised. Even I'm surprised. Tenjitsu. I give it a 9 out of 10, as I'm pretty much handing Gordon Freeman's crowbar to this douchebag. Let's get it. Alright, well, let me just drink that real quick. Alright, so why do I give that one a 9 out of 10? As I'm killing this fool? It's because of that 90s inspired anime. I know the comments are talking about it too, and that's completely understandable. So it wasn't just the 90s atmosphere or 90s inspired anime that they did show like off and on. I don't know if that's part of the official game. That actually, it kind of brought me back to the past. I'm like, oh yeah, anime from the 90s. Well, that's great. It was also kind of like a beat-em-up, and it's by the developers of Dead Cells. You know, Dead Cells, that's still making the money, and they're doing updates, unless Return to Castlevania is their last final update and final DLC. Who knows? But since the developers are running the gravy train of Dead Cells, it makes sense to do an entirely different IP. And I think they can get away with that. I think they absolutely can get away with that. I'm excited about it, and 9 out of 10, so it wasn't just the 90s inspired anime, it was also the gameplay. It's classic Dead Cells, but it has a retro art that is very reminiscent of Celeste and those kind of retro arts. So because of that, so with the kind of beat 'em up and just like the roguelike and only a beat 'em up, so there's roguelike and a beat 'em up. There's a 90s inspired anime, we don't know if it's a part of the game that they'll show in between levels. And the roguelike beat 'em up with weapons that you can get that is so reminiscent of Dead Cells. You got me hooked. It was short, straight to the point, and pretty straightforward. I was all for it. I'm actually excited where they go with it. Just being honest wise. Okay, yeah, that kind of sums it up. Very short, I know. Beat up the boss and kind of sum up my thoughts of Tenjitsu under 5 minutes. Actually, it was under 3 minutes. Alright, well, let's move on to the next clip. Another game that I can immediately think of what I enjoyed about it, and I watched it twice. And then one time at the Summer Game... Wait, was this announced at the Summer Game Fest, or was this announced somewhere else? Well, anywho, it was announced today. Wonderstop. You guys are probably wondering, and I can see why it's not getting a lot of views. I can absolutely see why it won't be on everybody's radar, but it's going to be on my radar. And it actually pleasantly surprised me, myself, as I'm pretty much walking by. I can't remember if she can run. Wait, it doesn't matter. Wonderstop, and it's not a game... The game's not by Fulbright Company, but it is by a developer or someone from Tacoma, and this game is working on that project. It seems like it's going to be just like a slice of life game, but there's more to it, and it's the developer, and we know it's the developer, the Stanley's Parable, which that is a game that is just such a deconstruction of choices that I very find that intriguing. I can't wait to play that in the future. And a beginner's guide, don't quote me on that, I might got that second title run. But just the fact it's by that developer, it's got me intrigued. Plus, I like how the main character was having... I don't like that she was having a panic attack, or was it an anxiety attack? I don't enjoy that, but it was just so freaking real that it actually kind of surprised me. It's a slice of life that there's more layers to it, and you know that it's more than meets the eye. That's the perfect phrase for it. It more than meets the eye. The lady is responsible for running a tea shop, and she's like, it's fine, and she's having an anxiety attack. There's more to that. There's more to that game than it lets on, and that's what won me over. It wasn't just the kind of voice acting that was actually really well done. It was the tone. It was the art direction. Again, common pattern. I didn't really hear a lot of the music, so I can't give an opinion on that. But it's intriguing narrative that I feel like if they're going to deliver, we just need to see more of it. And because we saw a little bit snippets of the gameplay, we just didn't see a whole lot. But because of that, the kind of emotionally charged narrative, I know it's going to dark territory that it lets on. I'm going to be curious if it goes mature. To its art direction that really fits its style. To it's more than meets the eye kind of like concept and tone that it's trying to do. And I can't say anything about the gameplay. Maybe that's what knock it down. That's why I knocked it down 1 point, because we didn't see a whole lot of gameplay. It's really slice of life, but it's more to it, and I could tell there's more to it. So yeah, 9 out of 10. I think that's pretty appropriate. I know I just walked around a little bit, but this is kind of like one of those games that you walk around and find narrative collectibles. So I think I can pretty much get my thoughts across, pretty concise. So let's move on to the next clip. Alright, well, we'll make this fast, and if the title screen actually plays, that's completely fine. Alright, so, metaphor. Well, was that a great big metaphor, or was the game a metaphor of its greatness? Well, 9 out of 10. Why? There's several reasons why. We'll make this quick. First point, art style is crazy good. I don't care if anime style will be kind of overdone at this point. Just the fact that it is fantastic. And even I gotta admit, the art style is fantastic. But what do you expect from Atlus, the people who did the Persona series? The art style is absolutely going to be fantastic. So that's anime cutscenes, even though it will be over redundant and it will just be done too many times, kind of like how AAA does technical graphics like non-stop. Let's face it, just the fact that we get that type of style is great. The opening... Yeah, we'll just let this play. But the menu system, from what we saw, it just has so much... It's oozing with style. So that's what I mean. Strong art direction. The character classes that we're getting harkens back to the previous games that happened. Like, Shin... I can't remember the name of that series, the spin-off. I know they have a... I forgot what it's called, but Vengeance is what that fifth one's coming out. Even that's oozing with style too. So oozing with style, strong art direction, gameplay looks fantastic because it's what Atlus is. Atlus bread and butter, what gameplay they do. It's Persona that we freaking love. And the fact that we got so many of these Atlus games coming out this year is kind of astounding. I freaking love it. Along with the gameplay being just classic Persona that just never gets old, the character classes are fantastic too, and every trailer, such a solid sod, but let me just put it this way, every trailer that we've been getting for Metaphor has been very well done. I haven't gave one a 10 out of 10 yet, or maybe I have, but everything that they've been giving us has not been disappointing. I look forward to it. I'm all hype. I am all hype for Metaphor. Alright, well, let's roll to the next clip as this guy throws this cat to the screen. Thank you, Atlas. Keep making games. Go, go, Power Ranger! Da, 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 da. I am such a nerd, but I do not care. My gosh. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You know, the OG ones, like when they first came out. Like, fun fact, of course I've watched the original Power Rangers. I mean, when I was young and when I grew up in the time, like everyone else, of course we all watch Power Rangers. The fact that we're getting a beat 'em up is kind of beyond me, but the fact that we've been on a nostalgic trip since Streets of Rage 4, you know why we're getting it? Because of Streets of Rage 4. Because Streets of Rage 4 was still, I wouldn't say it was like successful, because we haven't seen like a 5th game, but people are still playing Streets of Rage 4, and I enjoyed it myself, so... Sorry, getting distracted. Wait, we're getting a beat 'em up Power Ranger game. It's called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Return. Such a perfect title and so nostalgic. That's what the developers are probably doing, laughing at the absurdity of this game being made. But I very much appreciate it. I'm just absolutely genuinely surprised that we're getting it. But it's because of Streets of Rage 4, and because of the popularity of Streets of Rage 4, we have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pretty much beat 'em up game, and I freaking love it. Me and my wife play it like non-stop. But just the fact we're getting a Power Ranger game is like, are we in Christmas? No, we're not. But still, the fact that we're getting a Power Ranger game, the more I say it out loud, it's actually pretty freaking cool. Hold on. Just getting that guy real quick. I very much appreciate it. So, of course, I give it a 9 out of 10, and I can sum it up. Beat 'em up that's in the same veins of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is a great move. I think that's a good move. And plus, that would make Power Rangers characters popular again. Because I feel like they have done Power Rangers to death, like, they just don't do anything new. But this might, you know, anyone who's still a Power Ranger fan, this might make them absolutely happy. It made me happy because you're doing the OG ones. I mean, it was a treat that you brought the Turtles back, but you bring the Power Rangers back in the same vein of them. I like the art style that they're doing. It's not like copy and paste like Streets of Rage and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that we're doing right now. It's doing its own thing, its own styles, and I very much appreciate that. And the fact that it's beat 'em up, different style, classic Power Rangers thing that was playing that we all know from when they first came out. Yeah, Power Ranger fans are gonna be happy. Now, all we need is a streaming service of Power Rangers done right, and then we're all pretty much freaking great, aren't we? So yeah, 9 out of 10. It's just because nostalgia value, and this is the OG one. I wonder, as a lockable, I'm curious, will they do the Green Power Ranger that we know is fan favorite? Will they do the Green Power Ranger? That is my curiosity. So, because of nostalgic and bias, of course I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Alright, let's pretty much get this guy, flip him to the screen. Hold on. And let's end it. Oh, okay. Well, give me a sec. Now let's end it. Okay, so I'm convinced that Warhorse knows what they're doing. I believe that Warhorse team knows what the heck they're doing. There's nothing else I can say about that. Why? Because I give that trailer for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 a freaking 10 out of 10. The first trailer to me got a 9 out of 10, but this was the trailer that's gonna put them on the map. I'm convinced. I am convinced. Would I buy it on day one? No. but Kingdom Comes Deliverance 2, my gosh. Yeah, they know what they're doing, and in a good way. And yes, I give them all the compliments about this, because I very much enjoy Kingdom Come, Kingdom Come Deliverance. I had tongue-tied today, but you know, to be fair, it's been a while since I came back to the YouTube streaming for a while. What did Kingdom Come Deliverance do? Why is it getting a 10 out of 10 out of the trailer? And why do I have kind of like the utmost confidence that it will do well? Its tone, its storytelling that I enjoyed since the first one. The storytelling, the tone, the character voice acting is still top notch. It is top notch. That it just feels organic and natural. Kiss our asses! Yeah, the best line in the entire trailer. Best line. That was the best line for the trailer. Along with that, we still get what we get what we came for. Kingdom Come Deliverance combat. It seems like they added tweaks. They didn't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but they just added like tweaks that we actually enjoyed. And it just seems more focused on like the combat got more versatile. Along with that, the character models seemed like it got a major upgrade. I like what the story direction that they're going with. I like that Henry is becoming Giga Chad compared to how like he was a Squire, and he just seemed kind of, well, green. But I like that. I like the story focus. I like the narrative. I like how the graphics seem like it feels like Kingdom Come Deliverance is made for PC, but it gets away with it so much. What else did that trailer do well too? Gameplay was good. I was not expecting a sex scene in Kingdom Come Deliverance in that, but I mean the first game I think had a sex scene too, so at least they're being consistent, so there's that. What else did Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 did well too? Iconic lines. Oh, I better get out here because people would be pissed. Oh, okay. Can I punch him? You know what? I'm gonna punch him. Just because... Lose your temper, huh? Where are you, you prick? No, you clear off. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, yeah, whoever made that trailer, well done. Well done on that trailer. It's a 10 out of 10, and I will probably, after this clip, be watching it again. It did so well. It did so well. Warhorse, I have very much confidence you're going to do well. If this turns into a trilogy, yeah, I think you could do it. I think you could. It depends on the success, and I know it's all about money. But it's just depends on the success of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They could either end the storyline or end the story and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Completely understandable. But if they go with the third one and do this as a trilogy, also completely, I'm on board. They have convinced me to follow and keep that on the radar. I'm very much impressed. I know I just walked around a lot and actually just showed gameplay, but I'm trying something different. So, let's move on to the next clip, because I will show you more clip with Kingdom Come Deliverance in the future. Well, unfortunately, I would have showed my footage of just basically me on a quest while I'm narrating, but this is the best I can do because I kind of want to save this for like a later time. But anyway, Monster Hunter Wilds. What did you guys think of the trailer? I give it a 10 out of 10. It's no secret that I've enjoyed the Monster Hunter franchise as itself. I'm a newcomer. Oh yes, I am absolutely a newcomer to Monster Hunter Wild. I am. Because, I wouldn't say I'm a noob. I am just new to the franchise. I am very much familiar with it, and I'm very much aware. It's been around for a good while. But, the fact that... Well, I know why I'm giving it 10 out of 10. But, before we do that, let's get some grub. And by grub, let's get fed by, I guess, a cat. Pay with points. No! You know what I want? I want some fish platter! Now, do it! Do it, you cat madman! That actually looks delicious. Well, at least they have mittens, you know, gotta respect COVID. Well, except for him. Gosh, that looks so delicious. Now I'm craving fish. Thank you, cat chef. Well, anyway, so the reason why I give Monster Hunter Wilds 10, Monster Hunter Wilds 10 out of 10 for that trailer, the RE engine looks great. It's not like the best graphics, but it works very well for the Monster Hunter franchise. I like that Capcom is doing their own engine. I very much appreciate it. It just feels like their own unique graphical, technical, and art direction. It just feels like their own art direction, and they don't have to kind of like go under a corporate to have the best graphics. They just do what they want. I guess we can just do the gathering hub. Along with that too, I like the kind of light-hearted tone that they're doing. I wouldn't say it's like light-hearted, but I like the tone that they're doing with this. So along with the tone, and what the heck? I was not expecting that. Okay, that's new to me. I was not expecting that. Well, anyway. So along with the kind of like tone that they're doing for, I like more snippets of, oh, okay, I guess it's some event. I was not very aware of this. Alright, well, this is something I'll come back to. Well, you certainly did. Well, anyway. So, the open world environment, I like that they're kind of like, I'm going to call them chocobo, because I don't know what the, I guess the animals that you're riding, but I like that there's more implementation of, like, chocobos being, or riding mechanics that is implemented in the gameplay. That is one of them. That's a treat. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, is that going to be part of the game? And then I saw that it's part of the game, and I freaking love that. That's one of the best parts. The RE engine direction, the kind of like, that really adventurous spirit tone that they were doing with it, and the gameplay is pretty freaking awesome. What else are they doing well too? So along with that, plus what else are they doing well with that? Oh yeah, the monster designs are fantastic too. That has not changed since I imagined the first game. There's nothing more I can say about it. I think they're doing extremely well than they should be. Capcom, yeah, never. Yeah, I mean, you guys have changed, but for the better. I like what Monster Hunter franchise are doing now. It's worth a 10 out of 10. Huh, I was not expecting fireworks to actually show up while I was narrating, but here we are. So, let's move on to the next clip as we say hi to Lizzie. Bye, Lizzie. Look at those pretty fireworks. Now, for this one, not showing gameplay, I think the music sums it up as it pretty much builds to a triumphant musical accompaniment. I know, it's not like me to kind of go into that deep, but Civilization 6, Civilization 7, perfect music, perfect music. Is it surprising? I mean, it has been enough time that Civilization 7 being announced is not bad. I actually very much appreciate it. Am I a fan of the Civilization series? No, but I do appreciate when they do come out, because I know I'm going to be for something special, and at least for real-time strategy stuff like this is freaking awesome. So, what can I tell you about it? I mean, this one's going to be short too. I give that one a 10 out of 10 also. You guys might disagree with me. Why is Civilization 7 get a 10 out of 10 for me, as this epic music is playing? Easy. The historical significance of what we're being shown, and kind of like, I guess, I don't know if there was sand art or the clay animation, is pretty freaking great. Strong art direction. Is that a common pattern? Yes. Music's fantastic. The historical events that we do get to see that are like relevant to the historical figure for each time period, from pyramids to France in those days, or just specific countries and their advancement in technology, that ends with all the historical figures in unison, just kind of lend to that rocket ship going in the air. I think it's pretty freaking awesome. I know, with the music played is even making it more awesome. My excitement has no bounds with Civilization 7. The fact that we have it and it has been enough time, I'm cool with it. Frixis 2K, well done. That's all I gotta say. It was short, sweet, straight to the point, historical. In my history buff, I would say I'm a history buff, but I have appreciation when they do it in Civilization. So the fact that we're going back for a 7th time, I'm all for it. 2 thumbs up. 10 out of 10. Alright, let's move to the next clip. This is another one that I'm unable to show gameplay because if I play it, like, let's just say chapter 1, then it will overwrite my existing checkpoint. And I already have an existing walkthrough, and I want to continue on from where I left in episode 1. But, the other one I wanted to talk about, of course, Alan Wake 2 DLC, Night Springs. That's a 10 out of 10. Sam Lake, you madman. You mad genius. It's genius. That whole trailer was a 10 out of 10. Not only are we playing the #1 fan that we did see in this game, I don't know how she ended up in Night Springs, but screw it, let's go with that. But you get 3 playable characters. I don't know her name. I think her name was Rose. Don't call me out on that, Alan Wake fans. Am I a fan now? Oh yeah, I'm pretty much now a fan after 2. Oh man, I can't wait to play that in the future. Well anyway, you're playing Rose, the #1 fan. You're playing Sean Ashmore's character from Quantum Break. Oh, yes, I knew who he was. And you're playing Jesse freaking Faden. It's still fresh in my mind from Control. It's still fresh in my mind. The fact that that's smart. And you're getting your money's worth. You get to play 3 characters in a DLC. That's very unheard of. It's not unheard of, but I love that Remedy just doubling down. After the success of Alan Wake 2, they're doubling down. I love that there are 3 playable characters that you can play in a DLC. I love that. That's so ridiculous, but it's Remedy. They could get away with that. After the success of being freaking weird in Alan Wake 2, oh yeah, they can pretty much... Yeah, they can do that. They can throw money away to do this. I'm curious on what their future DLCs is. That's a good move. 3 playable characters from past titles. I'm really interested in what they're going to do with Jesse Faden's story after Control. Is this kind of alluding to Control 2? Are you alluding that we're going to get a Control 2? Remedy? Are we going to get it? Now, whoever was a fan of Quantum Break, you can let me know if you're looking for it, or this is a hint. But just the fact that we have characters from previous titles showing up, I freaking love that. And it's kind of odd that Rose is going to be one of the playable characters, but I find that fascinating and interesting. So yeah, that was one of the positive. It still has the strong art direction. They're just bringing the characters from Alan Wake 1, Rose, Quantum Break, and Control. They're just bringing them up to Alan Wake graphics engine. I very much appreciate that. The fact that we are playing 3 playable characters and survival horror that you already experienced in Alan Wake 2, please don't spoil it for me. Please don't spoil it for me. But the fact that we're doing this back to back, yeah, I love that. And the fact that it's going to be still weird. Remedy special. I love that. They have a tone. They're going to be ridiculous and they're going to be weird, but they're rolling with that. That's what I appreciate about 10 out. They know what they want to be. That's why I'm giving this Alan Wake 2 DLC a 10 out of 10. Just because 3 playable characters, I have said that so many times, but don't blame me. Don't blame me. It was awesome. I love that trailer. That trailer was... I can watch it again because of what they're doing. Even if the DLC ends up sucking, the fact that we had 3 of the protagonists from previous Remedy titles is a great kind of tongue-in-cheek that I very much appreciate. I know this one was just showing me in the menu, but I already explained why I couldn't just show like gameplay footage just to pass the time, so let's move on to the next clip.
A battle is set.
I think this sums it up. What is Kim wearing?
I'm ready for you. Bring it on.
All right.
I'll show you my dance. You ready?
It's
What
the
is
battle
Elena
of the
wearing?
century. Fight!
So anyway, as I pause for effect. So, who else has seen the trailer for Year 2, or I guess Season 2, of Street Fighter 6? I freaking did.
See ya.
And all I can say is a 10 out of 10. You know what was awesome about it? It wasn't just the return of M. Bison. I thought that was pleasantly surprising. And I'm curious of why he's there. I mean, spoiler alert, M. Bison did die to freaking Ryu in Street Fighter 5. Well, that's a spoiler alert, but I feel like it's been enough time that if you have played Street Fighter 5, you've seen it. So anyway, as I am delivering fiery justice to Elena, she's one of the characters that will also be
That's right.
one of the DLC characters for Season 2. Very odd, I know. But I feel like she'll fit in Street Fighter 6, so it makes sense. Capcom, you know what you're doing, so it makes sense of why you're doing this. So it's not just M. Bison and Elena showing up. It's freaking Terry freaking Bogard and Mai Shiranui. Why are they coming? I love them. So yeah, that's one of the positive. DLC characters that we want. That was awesome. So, it's not just DLC characters that we do want coming. M. Bison, Elena, Terry freaking Bogard, Mai Shiranui. It's not the first time that Terry Bogard has been and just like crossover titles. It's just that it's gonna be so great to see him in Street Fighter 6 or RE Engine. I bet he's gonna be a delight to play. I bet people are gonna play him and they're gonna have a blast with him. But just the fact that you brought Mai too, it's not the first time that she's been in the crossover titles. It's just weird that we just don't see her a lot, and she's in the Street Fighter 6. Very much appreciate that. Very odd. It's very odd. It's very odd. But I feel like Elena is also going to fit the Street Fighter 6 engine. It's going to be very curious to play Bison, because we had kind of I forgot that character who is kind of reminiscent of M. Bison, or he is supposed to be some spiritual successor to M. Bison. I forgot his name. But the fact that M. Bison, the OG one, is coming back, and that he was dead. He was legit dead. Like, he was dead as a doornail. So I'm just oddly shocked that he's back. I very much appreciate that he's back.
Battle of the century. Fight!
Well, I'm just gonna keep fighting. And I just like, as soon as we saw Jamie and Luke just playing whatever arcade game, we just saw him. We saw Terry in his pretty much Devil May Cry grin, and I very much appreciate it. Who are they gonna have him play as Terry Bogard? Are we gonna get like the guy who played him in the Fatal Fury anime series? It's a 10 out of 10 for that trailer, just because of the DLC characters are worth coming to. I kind of want to see the gameplay between them. And the other thing that was a complaint from that trailer is the fact that it's so spread out, like the Mortal Kombat 1 characters. It's gonna suck for the long wait for all of the characters. I mean, one of them is coming, I think, in the summer. But the fact that we had to wait like fall, winter, and spring of next year is such a long agonizing wait. But it's worth it because you get M. Bison, Terry freaking Bogard, Mai, and Elena. I wasn't expecting Elena to come back. I get why she's coming back because she's a fan favorite in Street Fighter 3. I'm just kind of pleasantly surprised. But hey, whatever. As a Street Fighter fan, I very much appreciate all the DLC characters that we got. I mean, we got Kuma, so what more can they do? Well, anyway, as I proceed to wreck Elena's day as I'm getting beat, let's end the clip. There we go. And now let's end the clip. Another one that I would say, who am I kidding? I pretty much respect samurai culture. Is Phantom Blade Zero kind of considered a samurai game? I consider it a samurai game. It's getting a 10 out of 10. From the cinematography, from the music, to the combat, to the art direction, combat pattern, I know, to intriguing story beats that they really should not be this cool, but it is. Yeah, well, okay, enough of that. Really? It's been a while. Drink that. And, hold on. Drinking some more. Okay, after I was really interrupted, now... So like I was saying, along with the cinematography, art direction, strong art direction, the pitch-perfect gameplay that we got to see, I know what my complaint is. I think they just need to... We need to see it in performance mode. The fidelity mode, if that was what we were seeing in 4K, was pretty freaking great. But we need to see it in performance mode. I think with the quick time events and the Ninja Gaiden stuff that they were doing, along with hack and slash, oh yeah, pristine, clean, and fresh. I like what I saw, and I am curious of what the world... I really wish there was a beta test that, because I had tried the crap out of that game. I would try it out, absolutely. Is it like a day one? It depends. It depends on the people who are doing the world tour demo. That's coming up pretty soon, actually, in specific cities. But for what we saw, oh yes. Along with that, along with the story beats and everything else I listed off, it just seems like there is actually some passion that went into it. I am very much playing with Phantom Blade Zero. I was already impressed with it by the time we saw it. Stop throwing fire arrows at me! What the heck? Okay, that's enough of that. Alright, while I'm killing these spoos, then... Alright, so now that we're done, let's drink my healing gourd, and let's get to the next clip. I could say more about Phantom Blade Zero, that the boss fights were also top-notch too. I didn't forget about that. I was just saving that for last. The boss fights are well done, especially the one that was, I think, the J boss fight. I think that's going to be the highlight of that game. I think there are some things that, there's some minor things they need to clean up. I think it's, in terms of the gameplay, it's not jaggy at all. But I think there are some things they could clean up with that. But overall, I think that's where the World Tour demo is coming out into play. I'm excited of what I saw, and I hope it does extremely well. So, let's move on now to the last clip, as I prepare my sword to kill these fools.